We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go. Hi everybody, I'm Sophie, he's Mike, and she's Brenda, and welcome to On the Road with Mickey. If you're returning for another adventure with us, welcome back. We are so glad you have returned safely, and if this is your first episode with us and you're new here, welcome. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm going to show you the reins today. First up, we have our Cheddar from the Big Cheese, which is basically our Disney news snippets. And then after that, we have our feature topic, which is what we talk about for most of the episode. And then after that, we have our This Day in Disney History, brought to you by me. And after that is our game of Who's Who, and that is brought to you by Mike, my dad. Oh, fair warning, I'm almost never wrong when it comes to this game. I almost always win it. And then after that, Brenda will be giving us a quote from the big man himself, Walt Disney, and it's just going to be amazing. So buckle up, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car at all times. Make sure you're safe, fasten your seatbelts, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the road. It's time to get going. Let's go!
Hey everyone, I'm Mike and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
And he's Grogu. Hey buddy boy, how you doing? And we're on the road with Mickey. This is episode 115 for March 28th, 2022. And our feature topic this week is our top 5 retired attractions, part 1. This is a 2-part look at our top 5 retired attractions, and we're breaking it up. This week, we're going to look at the Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Next week, we're going to look at Epcot and Animal Kingdom. So, that is our feature topic. And first, though, we're going to start with our cheddar from the Big Cheese. And I have something that I like very much.
Awesome.
Yeah?
Now, hear this.
Ooh.
Face masks are now optional on the Disney Skyliner.
Ooh, raise the roof. Ooh.
Exactly. And I think it's because of the airflow, they consider it to be outdoors, or
Awesome.
at least more outdoors than like in a bus. They
For sure.
still require them for the buses and the monorails,
Little
but
steps at a time.
baby steps, and not having it on the Skyliner is really cool. I like that a lot.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Now I can finally enjoy that nice breeze in my face.
That is great
Exactly.
news.
All right, then guess it's my turn now. And Disney Plus is releasing a series of sing-along movies to the streaming service. They started with the sing-along version of Encanto, which we noticed on Disney Plus while we were scrolling through it once.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be including such ones as Frozen, Frozen 2, and both the animated and live action versions of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
I think that sing-along version is going to be very helpful for the people who don't quite know the lyrics to Encanto like I do.
Yeah. Like me.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly
Yeah.
like you.
Seeing the words is awesome. That's great. That's great.
Yep.
Well, you know those mini vans that used to always be around Walt Disney World property, the red ones with the white polka dots, and they used to transport people everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what?
What?
They're coming back.
Yeah.
It's been reported that the Disney minivan service through Lyft is returning this summer. The dates haven't been announced yet, nor has the pricing. But if you're looking for a service to get you around the parks to the airport and back, or around the resorts to the parks, this may be a service for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Coming back.
wow.
Coming back.
Good.
Yeah.
I have to say, there's another It's not news. It's Brenda news, which, take it or leave it. But
Taking it.
I watched the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie.
Mm?
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love it. It was so great.
Well,
Surprises
good.
in there that I either did not see during the trailers or did not notice or forgot about, but boy, they're good ones.
Wow.
Mm.
Really good movie. In
So,
case you haven't seen Spider-Man and you're wondering if it's good or not, it's really good, in my opinion.
I
so
feel
what
like,
you're telling me is that I need to go watch it.
It's
yeah, I
really
feel like
good.
we need to get caught up on Marvel, Daddy.
Yeah.
I
Well, and
think we
I'm a
do
Marvel
too.
fanatic anyway, so I always see them, but this one
Yeah.
in particular, if you're going to start with something, it's really good.
Okay. I like how on Disney Plus they have the listing of the movies like from the first one that you should watch and
Yes.
so forth. I think that's really cool, and I think you're right, Sophie. We do need to start digging
Yeah.
into all that, but
Yeah.
but we just haven't yet. So we'll get to there.
Yep.
Just so
So
you know.
well, thank you for that impromptu review
You're
of
welcome.
or the two thumbs up from Brenda on Spider-Man No Way Home. All right. Well, that takes us to our feature topic. As always, the show notes will have our um, ways that you can connect to us. So don't forget any of that and go check it out. But our feature topic is our top 5 retired attractions. This is part 1 of 2. And we're taking a look at the retired attractions at Walt Disney World. And I said rides, I said attractions. Anything that used to be there that isn't there anymore that you think or that you miss is is open and as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, there's no real rules on what you can include or can't include here. So,
Mm.
if it's a parade that's not there anymore, then it doesn't bother me. Add it to your list if it's one of those things. So, anyway, for part 1, we're going to look like I said at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Part 2 next week, we're going to look at Epcot and Animal Kingdom. So,
Wait a minute. You told me earlier today that we were looking at Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
sorry.
Oh,
Well,
looks like,
if I said that, I said it wrong. Sorry, Sophie, but I'm looking at
yeah.
Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios.
All right, I'll fix myself then. You two go first.
Okay.
She's going to fix herself. Honey, there is nothing wrong with you, baby girl.
No.
Oh,
You know,
there
I'm
are
at a
lots of things
point
wrong with
where
me. I'm just really good at hiding it.
I'm at a point where it probably was me that gave you the wrong information there. So anyway,
She's going to recover quickly, watch.
she is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Brenda, do you want to start us off?
Sure, if you want to bear with me.
And I'm doing mine. The one I miss most, I'm listing first.
Me too.
Okay.
We are just in simpatico.
Well, see,
Okay,
me,
well,
I was going to do it with the one that I miss the most. I'm going last.
there
Well,
you
that's
go.
fine.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do.
All right.
Well, loosely, I'm glad Mike just made that announcement about it being like anything because I'm like, what I have chosen aren't necessarily attractions, but
Okay.
they did attract me a lot, and now
There
they're
you
gone.
go.
So,
Oh.
so before I mention anything else, there is one that by far, by leaps and bounds, stands out for me and my family and all of our memories for all those years, and that's the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights.
Hmm.
Ooh.
We have more joyous, wonderful, happy family memories from that one thing than any other thing. It brought us such joy every single year, and we just miss it I mean, as soon as we start planning, if we say, okay, we're going to Disney in November, whatever, or December, whatever, the first thing everybody says is, man, I wish Osborne was still there. That's the first thing. We really miss it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Please bring it back, Disney, please.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'm sorry. But I don't think it's going to come back.
I know.
And I've seen the lights over at the Give Kids the World Village, and I
I know.
think that's going to be an annual event for them. I certainly hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So it's worth checking it out if they have it this year and if it's something that you're able to do. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. We
Yeah.
really miss that. That's just Hollywood Studios at the holidays is not the same without that for sure.
yeah.
Definitely not.
One last thing I didn't really say is let's each one give one and go around like that.
That's good for
Yeah.
me.
Is that
So
good for
you go
you?
first.
Yeah. We usually do the round robin method, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Robin.
So Daddy's next.
So I'm next. Okay. Well, for me, the all-time thing I miss more than anything, which surprises me, but I would think there'd be some things I would miss more. But in this case, the number one thing that I miss more than anything is Snow White's Scary Adventure, the ride at the Magic Kingdom,
Is that why it's
which
behind your head?
that's why it's behind my head.
Showing
Yeah.
on your picture today.
So it, I really liked it. I liked it so much. It was a classic. I mean, it told the story, you know?
It was a
It was
classic,
always
that's
a
for sure.
favorite. It was always a favorite. And there you go. Snow
There you
White's
go.
about to be woken up. So
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I that's just it. I miss it. I miss that they closed it and then made it just like a meet and greet, you know?
Yep.
So
Good
I feel
choice.
like they should have done something different there.
Good choice.
So, but anyway, that's my number one. Sophie, you ready?
All right. I'm ready, but again, I'm going, and I've realized that the ones that I have written down here are not in anything resembling the order that I missed them from the least to most in. But I'm just gonna go with the one that I missed the most last, and then I'll go with the one that I still miss it, but I miss it the least of the five first.
Good.
Okay.
And the one that I have to say I miss the least of these five, but that I really, really miss would be the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management. There's that big under new management part to it. Because
Yeah.
everyone knows the Enchanted Tiki Room is still there.
Right.
It's just now it's back to the original. But I remembered when it used to be like a spin-off version of that original, and it had Zazu from The Lion King and Iago the from Aladdin, and they were running the show. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was extremely funny and albeit a little bit scary with the way they pulled out some of the stunts in that show. But looking back on it now, the things that they did in that show are very impressive to me.
Yeah. I like that too. And I do
Yeah.
like the new one or the way they brought it back or whatever.
I like the original, yeah.
Yeah. But I liked Zazu and Iago as your MCs to start.
Yeah.
I thought they were really cool. So
Yeah.
Hey, very good.
Thank you.
Back to me. Oh boy.
Yep.
I may not make friends and influence people with this one.
Hmm.
Please, listeners, Be reminded that everything in Disney is love and happiness, and everybody's got their own opinion.
Yep.
So
Yep.
please don't
Brenda,
hate
what are
me.
you doing?
No one will hate you, Brenda.
Why would anyone hate you?
Well, I know that there was a large group of people at one time that felt like there needed to be more bars at Magic Kingdom, everywhere at Walt Disney World. They wanted more bars. They wanted more places to get alcoholic refreshments, and they were vocal about it with Disney, and Disney made sure that there were bars added to the parks. And if you wanted that, I totally respect you. That's your right. However, closing down the writer stop at Hollywood Studios was devastating to me. The writer stop was where I would go. It was just like my place. And I would get a coffee, and I loved hanging out there, and especially right before Osborne, they had, hot cocoa and coffee, and we'd go there and get our hot drinks and then go out and enjoy Osborne in its entirety. And when they closed it down, to put the baseline tap house there, it broke my heart. So the writer stop, even though it's not really an attraction, I understand that it's, a place for refreshment. But, the writer stop was the original home of the carrot cake cookie, which is my favorite all-time snack.
It's your jam without having jam.
It's totally my jam, and it all started at the writer stop, and I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss that
I
place.
feel you on that one. I hear you on that. And
So
I think a lot of other people will too. So
I'm
love
actually
it.
totally get it,
I'm
Brenda.
Googling it right now so I can see what you meant, because keep in mind
It's
I'm a very young
yeah, it's true. It had
I'm
it
a
had like
youngster
it
here,
had like
so
treats, and it had coffees and hot cocoa, and it had places to sit, and it had books. It was kind of like a miniature. If you took like a section of, no, I'm not even going to say that. It was nothing like that. It was its own thing, but it had books and places to sit, and it was just quaint. It was cozy, and I just loved it.
It
It
was a
oh,
gave
it
you a
was right
feel.
unique
next to the sci-fi
experience.
diner. It was right
Yes,
next to the sci-fi dine and theater
yeah, it's
place.
where the baseline tap is.
Oh, see, again, I'm still 20, so I don't keep track of where all the bars are in the Disney
I
parks.
don't either because I don't drink alcohol, so it's like the whole building was like, for me, it was like wasted.
Wasted space.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I hear you, and I understand that. So
Oh shoot, I wish I could have seen it.
I miss it. I miss it.
it's okay.
All right, Mike, what is your
Hmm.
number two?
My number two is my one of my all-time favorite nighttime parades, the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Good one.
I love it. I still love it. I have so many pictures of it that anytime I miss something like it, I can look it up. I have a bad YouTube about it. I have I have a YouTube video with a whole bunch of people standing in front of me, and it starts about halfway through the parade and then cuts out after about 5 minutes of it, and it's on YouTube. And I remember my buddy was like,
Riley
One
likes it.
second, please
"Why are you
excuse me.
doing it? Why did you even post this on YouTube?" So
Well, you shared a few minutes of it with everyone.
yeah, and Sophie left because I heard River barking. River
It
had
was
to be on
River.
the episode.
River. I said Riley. Sorry about that.
That's okay. But anyway, I love the Main Street Electrical Parade. And there was always a debate, like people were like, oh my gosh, that song for the Main Street Electrical is just so annoying. And I'm like, I like it.
I'm
And
back.
the
Dog
one
was
I
barking.
the one I didn't like as much was Spectre Magic, not because I didn't like the music. I love the music of Spectre Magic, but the lights on Spectre Magic always seemed to be so just kind of like they were only on halfway, you know?
Ah.
And
Too
so
faint.
so I liked Main Street Electrical Parade because it's like boom, it was there.
It was in your face, huh?
You knew that there were lights. So
Well,
that's
that's a
why.
good choice, Mike.
So that's my number two is the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Awesome. What about you, Sophie?
Oh gosh, dang it, I got distracted. Okay, all right, here we go. So then, again, going in reverse order of you guys, I'm gonna keep on bringing this up every single time.
Don't worry about it.
My second least was actually this play set in Hollywood Studios that I used to play on, it felt like for hours when I was little.
My kids did too.
Yep, and it was called the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie set adventure.
It was so cute, wasn't it?
It was very fun and awesome too. When I was small enough to crawl inside that anthill or whatever it was, that was like the best thing ever.
Yeah. I'm
And
glad you had fun with that.
yeah,
You know,
and
I like those too because even though there's so much to do at the parks, with the rides and everything, that was a place where kids could just like expend energy and just have fun like in a big huge playground. It was a really good outlet for them. I wish they had not taken that away.
yeah. I remember, I think my biggest things that I remember was that what I remember most about it was when I was so little, often what we did there was it was a lunchtime activity. So
Yeah.
my parents would go to the food complex that was right nearby it.
Yeah, the
They would
Backlot
say,
Express.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
the back lot.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it was. And they would be like, okay, Sophie, you want the peanut butter and jelly sandwich that they have on the menu? And I'm like, yes, please. And they were like, okay, we'll be waiting in line for it. Go play in the playground.
Yeah, and you were
And
safe and it was fun and you met
yep,
kids.
and I never left it. And most importantly, since this was lunchtime and it was during the heat of the day, I could crawl inside that big anthill place to cool off because
Yeah.
it was shaded and dark.
Yeah, it was fun, and you slid down like they had it was like a blade of grass you slid down, and they had the big the film thing that was where everything was so big. It was really
Yep.
cute.
And then
Yeah.
eventually her old man got sick of it and said, "Come on, we got to get going."
Well, eventually you
And
have to.
and she's like, "I don't want to."
Yeah, that was a great
But we did
place. That was a
anyway.
great place. That's a
Yeah.
great choice, Sophie.
That is a good choice, Sophie.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Good memories there, honey.
very good.
Yeah. Shame I'm too
Although,
big for it
if
now and it's gone.
if I think I remember correctly, we probably made you eat first and then took time after you ate to
Mm.
play.
Probably.
May have had to do that.
So
Probably. Otherwise I
anyway,
never would have left.
yeah. So anyway, but good choice nonetheless.
Yay, very good. So it's back to me again.
It's
Mhm.
back to you, Brenda.
Well, I'd like to say that I love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I love that ride. I really do. But I wish they had built it somewhere else. I miss the Great Movie Ride. I love the Great Movie Ride. I mean, I know it could have used some updating, like in the final
hmm
scenes and stuff. Like some parts of it could have used updating, but I loved that ride. And I loved, like, you never knew if you were going to get the gangster scene or the cowboy scene unless you asked. And we didn't because we wanted to be surprised if we were going to go into the gangster scene or the cowboy scene.
Oh my
So we
gosh.
really loved it.
You know
You
what,
know
Brenda?
what?
I don't think I ever picked up on it having two different scenes, the gangster scene and the cowboy scene.
Yeah, it was either the
I
Yeah,
remember
gangster
I
the
took over
remember
gangster
the
it
scene.
thing
now.
or the cowboy took over the thing. Remember? Like
Yeah,
either
but
the gangster.
I never really thought about it as being different.
Oh, yeah, they were totally different.
I
I
never
think
really
I
thought
only
about.
remembered it being that the gangster took
I
over.
remember maybe we yeah, I remember the gangster. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wonder if y'all never got the cowboy scene, because it depended on how the cars came along and which car you were seated in. One had, went in and stopped at the gangster scene, and the other one, no, one went all the way through, I think, and stopped at the cowboy scene, and the other stopped at the gangster. So I'm wondering if y'all ever stopped at the cowboy. I don't know, but anyway, in one the gangsters took over the car, and then the cowboy took over the car, and there were gunfights, and it wasn't a gangster gunfight, it was cowboy gunfight, like Old
Okay.
West. So anyway, we never knew which one we were going to get, and we loved both of them, so it was always
Yeah.
kind of fun to be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah. I know what you mean. And I miss it too because it's also my number 3.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The Great Movie Ride. And you know what I liked about it?
What?
I liked it was almost like having the studio backlot tour and you could see some of the props from the different movies. And
That's
I really liked how the plane from Casablanca had half of it
Yeah,
and the other half is over in the Jungle Cruise, which I think is just so cool. No wasted stuff ever.
that's right.
And so, but I also liked, how you're so immersed into these movies, like you're on the Yellow Brick Road
Exactly.
in the Wizard of Oz, and it's just like it is so gold and green and the
It's
Munchkins and everything.
beautiful,
It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
really, really
colorful,
well done.
and
So
it was in air conditioning, so that was the
true.
ride for the middle of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So number 3, it was mine also.
Yay.
The Great Movie Ride.
All right.
Well,
Sophie.
shoot, you guys took away my number 1, so I'm gonna I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
talk about it in my number 3.
Sorry.
So the Great Movie Ride went from number 1 to number 3.
Oh, no, it's still number 1. I'm just talking about it now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But yeah, you guys basically took all the stuff that I wanted to talk about with it, but, well, with the exception of one thing, and that is I am huge when it comes to immersion into an attraction.
Mhm.
Everyone knows that. We've talked about it many, many times.
Yep.
And the Great Movie Ride is about as immersive as you can realistically get. With the exception of Galaxy's Edge, which is way more immersive and
That's why it's
realistic
so
about it
awesome.
too. But yeah, so
So
Yay.
yeah, you
for the
guys
Great
took
Movie
that
Ride,
away.
Sophie, do you have a favorite scene, favorite movie?
Probably the Mary Poppins scene.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool how they made it look like she was flying. Like flying with her umbrella, just like, but really she's probably just attached to the chimney that was behind her. It was a very good ride. It was very amazingly put together.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't even remember that scene.
Awesome.
I remember Alien.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that
Alien was
That
in the
one.
I
gangster, the
also
gangster
really
scene.
liked the one where the gangster was trying to steal that ruby from the Egyptian temple scene.
Mm-hmm. The
Mhm.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost
Oh
Ark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Because
Yeah.
that's when he would change back. Because he
Yep.
would
Yeah.
be like doomed to death, and then the guy would come back, or the girl would come
Yeah.
back, or whoever. Awesome.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's nice to sit and remember good stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of memories.
Yep.
Yay.
Okay, Brenda, what's number 4?
Oh, God. Okay. Well, number 4 is Animation Academy and the Magic of Disney Animation. It used to be over there in Animation Courtyard, and you went in and you saw the studio And, you saw how it looked, and a real artist was there, and Mushu was talking to him, and he was, drawing something with Mushu's little
Gosh.
smart aleck voice over there. And then you went into the next room, and then you sat at a real desk and you drew. And I know that there's a drawing thing over there at Animal Kingdom. I'm not, but it is nowhere near the same to me as the Animation Academy was. I really loved that area. I wish they would bring that back. What are they doing with that area at all right now? Nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Before I get too upset, I'm going to breathe in, breathe out.
Gosh.
There, I feel better now.
Good.
And Brenda's mad, Daddy's sad, and I'm just over here numb to all feeling.
Oh,
But you have Grogu, so
yeah,
you got that going on.
yeah.
Emotional support, alien.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, guys, you're
Okay.
making me go in backwards order here.
So number 4 for me has show and tell.
Has show and tell?
Has show and tell to go
Oh.
with it. My number 4 is the studio backlot tour. And you know what's funny?
Mm?
You have memories of various things that just, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, an attraction or whatever will just stick with you. You know, it's like ingrained in my memory. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what's funny about this? It's number 4 on my retired list, but I think we only did this like once. And I think it was because the fire scene on the tour part, Sophie didn't like, and I didn't like how hot it was with the fire scene.
Oh,
And
I
so
Especially
we
in the
only did it
summertime.
once.
Oh.
But what I do remember is when we're sitting in the auditorium part where they have the sets set up and they bring the people on who have joined in the show
Yeah.
in the production. I remember this scene and I've got 4 pictures I'm going to share. So let me pull it up. So do you see the scene where
Yeah.
the guy is sitting there? He's sitting in the chair on the phone, and you see the little bits of water there, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then as the scene progresses, you see the water start to come, and look at how close it is to hitting him.
Yep.
And then, whoops, the water has taken him out.
That's right.
Oh.
And there it is.
Yep. That
Oh,
And
was
I
funny.
don't know
goodness.
why, but that to me has stuck in my head for years, and I
Yep.
love it. I think it's so funny, you know?
It is so
Well, now
funny
I
how on a
feel bad
movie
that
they
we
do it
only
this way.
now I feel bad that we only went on that ride once, Daddy, if I knew you loved it so much.
Well, I mean,
'Cause it
I
absolutely
think,
terrified me.
yeah, but I think though it's one of those sorts of rides that I liked it a lot, but it's not something that I think would change a whole lot. So I think seeing it once was pretty much all I needed to see it. So it was no big deal, Sophie, to me that I didn't see it more often, you know? Um, so it wasn't a worry at all. So, but I
We
just
saw it
thought
a
that
lot
was
of
so
times,
funny.
but my favorite part was the gift shop at the end. I mean, the gift shop at the end had great movie related, you couldn't get that stuff anywhere else. I know it's funny, but that was my favorite part about it because I mean, we wrote it. I mean, when you've ridden it once, you know what to expect already. But the gift shop had, the like the picture frames with the clacker or whatever they call it. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah,
was it was great stuff and you could get magazine covers made with your picture on it. It was just a fun gift shop.
yeah,
Sorry, but yeah, my main thing that stands out with that is the gift shop.
that's funny. But anyway, that is number 4 on my list. So Sophie, what's number 4 or 2 or whatever on your list?
You guys are making me go in backwards order here. So ever since you got me going on number 1 with the Great Movie Ride, my number 2 is the Animation Academy, like Miss Brenda's number 4 was. I loved the Animation Academy, and the only reason I am not distraught over it not being there anymore is because I still have it over in Disneyland, and there's still some sort of small, pale comparison of it over at Rafiki's Planet Watch, too.
Yeah.
They do have it there. They should move it back, but they do have it there.
Yeah.
But
And
it belongs at Animator's Courtyard, right? I mean, they called it Animator's Courtyard. Hello?
does.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. And to be honest, the Animation Academy is probably one of the most fundamental parts of Hollywood Studios because in itself, Hollywood Studios replaced something that I really, really miss, and that was the MGM Studios. Because that was an actual film studio as well. Some of my favorite Disney movies were shot at those studios on that property. Lilo and Stitch, The Emperor's New Groove, those were all shot there. And now it's closed and we'll never get stuff like that again.
Well, it's not that it's closed. It's just changed the name. It's still the same.
The studios themselves, the functioning studios, they aren't there anymore though.
Right.
Well, yeah, but that happens. Change happens. So
Yeah.
It does.
But we don't have to like it.
no,
Exactly.
We don't. And when we don't, we just
Make a
breathe
list.
in, breathe out, and make a list.
And do a show.
and do an episode. Okay. Brenda.
Oh, here we are. Okay, well, obviously after this one, you'll know that all 5 of mine are at Hollywood Studios. I didn't have anything for Magic. I did have something for Magic Kingdom, which is my background, and that is the closing of Toontown. That was my honorable mention.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that whole area of the park has completely just died since they took Toontown out. But my last on my list is another Hollywood Studios attraction, and that is the March of the First Order. I miss the March of the First Order going down the main avenue. So,
That was.
what can you say about that?
Remind me, was that during Star Wars weekends?
That was all the time. That was every day.
Okay.
Yeah, they went down the main avenue, and then when they opened Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, they nixed it. So
Okay.
you can only see stormtroopers back there, like, on top of a building, there would be a couple or something like that, but they don't do the march.
Okay.
And
I think if
I
I
missed
saw
that.
it, I only saw it like once if I saw it.
I loved it. I don't know why. It's like, I know it was just like, people working in costume, but it was very intimidating. It did its job with,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
I missed that. I missed that being something that was part of the magic in the park.
Okay.
It's like I missed the citizens of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it for me. That rounds me out.
Okay.
All right then.
So
Daddy?
this one is taking me back. Okay. We are going back to the childhood of Mike Ellis.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's a long way.
It is a long, long way. And my number 5 thing that I miss is number 5 because we have a replacement. And that is the old Disney Skyway.
Oh boy.
The Skyway, Sophie, would go from Fantasyland over by where
It's a Small World.
Yep, in the Tangled bathroom, and it would go Well, it used to be. Now it's the Tangled bathroom.
Yep.
And it would go and it would get to a big tower and it would curve and it would take you over to Tomorrowland Terrace
Yep.
in Tomorrowland. And it was a one-way communication, one-way transport. And then you could go get in line and come back if you wanted to. But it brought you, it was the Skyway. So you were up in the air and it was looking over the whole park. And it was so cool. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I know Brenda hated it
I
because she doesn't
hated
like
that
the
dangling
heights.
death trap. I mean, even at least the Skyliner, the cars are much like, you remember how tiny those cars were? There was like,
Yeah.
I knew I was going to fall at any second. It was like, no. And there was no air. There's no air.
Yeah. I loved it.
You know how you need air when you're getting ready to pass out because you're terrified of the dangling death trap and there's
Yeah.
no air blowing?
Yeah. And I loved it.
You loved it and you hate Ferris wheels.
I know. But you know what, though? I'm at Disney. I know that it was put together correctly and that there isn't some little college dropout that didn't tighten a bolt
Yep.
correctly,
You are so right about
like
that.
at a carnival, you know?
You are so right about that. We do trust more things at Disney than any other place.
Yeah. And that's why Mickey's Fun Wheel, which isn't Mickey's Fun Wheel anymore, whatever it's called, but I still call it Mickey's Fun Wheel.
It's not fun.
But Mickey's Fun Wheel at Disneyland, I love it. Absolutely love it. And I love
Oh,
the one
yeah.
that goes and moves.
Yup.
You know? That is awesome, isn't it, Sophie?
It is so great.
It is so cool.
Yeah, it's a shame that it makes Aunt Sheila have vertigo, though.
And it's a shame that Brenda doesn't like it either.
All right, then. I guess that leaves just one for me.
That's my number 5. Yep.
Yay.
Yep. My number 3. Gosh, we are so out of order here. Oh, well. I blame you guys.
That's
My
fine.
number
Blame
3 is actually a game that I only recently had gotten into.
Mm-hmm.
And it is called The Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. I never got the chance to finish it. I wanted to so badly, and then they took it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But while I had it, and while I was able to notice all these little game portals all around the Magic Kingdom, it made me so curious to play it, and it took up a lot of my time. Well, some of my time, and it was good.
Yeah.
And I will miss it.
Yeah.
Good choice, Sophie.
That's a good one. I never played it, but I was interested in the whole thing about it. So it was cool to kind of learn a little bit of it from you when we saw it then. So, yeah. But yeah, good choice, Sophie.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Well, I have some listener feedback.
Ooh, awesome.
And we have quite a bit of it actually. Now Sandy misses something I never saw. And that would be River Country. So totally different park. This was
Park of its own.
Disney's first water park, Sophie, was called River Country.
I think I remember that.
It was over by Fort Wilderness, and she misses that. And I never experienced it, so I have no idea what it was like.
I went there when I was a teenager. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they had water slides, and you could climb the rope across the water with the tubes, and it was a lot of fun.
Good. So you miss it too.
Yep.
And then my friend Kathy misses Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
A lot of people do. Goodness.
Which, I don't know that I ever rode it in the Magic Kingdom at Disney World. I've ridden it obviously over at Disneyland, and I love it. And it seems to fit so naturally at Disneyland because that's the only way I know it. So,
yeah.
But Kathy misses Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And then Chrissy at the Magic Kingdom, she misses Stitch's Great Escape. You're on your own there, Chrissy, because I did not like I didn't like Stitch's Great Escape.
Me
I
neither.
thought it was mildly entertaining.
Okay. But she also misses Snow White's Scary Adventure,
That's yours.
and she misses the Main Street Electrical Parade.
There you go.
And then over at Hollywood Studios, she misses the Great Movie Ride
Yeah.
and the Cars, what was it? Lights,
Yeah.
camera action,
Yeah.
car stunt show thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Motors,
misses
lights.
and she misses the studio backlot tour, and she misses the Osborne Christmas lights.
Yeah. Mm.
So that's what she misses. And then Chris misses the Great Movie Ride at Hollywood Studios and Stitch's Great Escape at Magic Kingdom. So, Chrissy, I guess you're not on your own because Chris
Yeah.
misses Stitch's Great Escape as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Jennifer misses the studio backlot tour, and she misses the Osborne lights, and she
Yeah.
misses the Main Street Electrical Parade. So,
Yep.
so that is a lot of great listener feedback, and we'll have more next week because these people also, some of them left things they missed at Epcot and Animal Kingdom.
Oh, well, thank
So
y'all so much for writing in. Thank you for participating. I can't wait to
yeah,
see what they said about the other two.
yeah.
I can't wait to see what I come up with about the other two because I haven't started yet.
Oh, I already have my list.
I don't have mine yet.
I have my list.
I've been a little busy this week.
Yeah. But that is our feature topic for this week. Next week is part 2 of the retired attractions, and we're looking at Epcot and Animal Kingdom. So that's what we miss. And now it is time to move on to this day in Disney history.
Yay!
So, Sophie, take it away.
All right, I have one thing that is very awesome to me, at least. Well, and to you guys, I'm sure. And it happened way back in the ancient olden time of 1998.
It is so long ago.
It's only
It's
ancient
before
to
she was
you.
born.
That's right.
Oh yeah, and everyone knows I am just withering away. I'm dust.
Oh, yes, you are dust.
Yes, absolutely. Dust and bones.
So,
Anyway.
when I was 30 years old, what happened?
Hi. Well, on this day, March 28th in 1998, in Florida, the animator Mark Davis, one of Walt's 9 old men,
Yeah.
adds
Yeah.
his signature and handprints in cement in front of the Mann's Chinese Theater replica at the Disney MGM Studios.
Ah,
And I'm wondering if it's still there now that it's Hollywood Studios. Hang on.
I think it is, but now they call it Grauman's?
I'm
Now?
not sure.
I thought they always did, but maybe
Davis.
they
So did
didn't.
I.
Signature Man Chinese
I think it's still there.
Theater.
I hope they're all still there because there were a lot of,
Yeah.
Robbie Benson and all of them had
Mm-hmm.
handprints at least and stuff over there.
I would need to look, but I can't really
I'll
find
look
out.
and see if I can find out.
I
Yeah,
can't imagine
can't
they would have
find out
taken
right
those
now.
out. That would have been horrible
No.
to do.
I
That would
don't
have
see
been like a
them.
slap in the face of somebody.
Yeah, I don't see them taking them out. So
Yeah. That's
All right,
awesome,
then.
Sophie. Thank you.
that's
No
cool.
problem. That's my
Cool
only
history.
one for the
He
day.
was a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. One of the 9 old men.
Yeah.
All right.
It's time. It's time.
Get my glasses on.
All right, Sophie, get ready.
She was born ready.
That's for sure.
She was
Yeah.
born with this book in her hand.
I think so too. I think she memorized it in the womb.
Oh, yeah, especially since it was published long after I was born.
Well, that's true. But anyway, I have a very cool character.
All right.
This character is a stern but kind leader.
Okay.
You don't know it yet?
I might.
What do you think it might be?
I think it's the Prince of the Forest from Bambi.
No.
Hmm.
So
Good
Okay.
guess, though. Good guess, Sophie.
this character is respected by everyone except his brother.
Mufasa.
That's right,
Yep.
Mufasa.
Very
I've been
good.
having the Lion King soundtrack stuck in my head for like 3 days now.
There you go. That was
Wow.
great.
And the third clue I had was that this character would do anything for his son.
For sure.
So,
Aw. It was the brother part because other than that, it could have absolutely been the Prince of the Forest from Bambi.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good, Sophie.
Well, I have 2 pieces of Did You Know? Good job,
Yeah.
Sophie. The name Mufasa means king in the Manazoto language.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And in an early script for The Lion King, Mufasa sang a song called Mighty King of the Wild. It was cut out, though, since it didn't match Mufasa's character,
Hmm.
which makes perfect sense. You know, that Mighty King of the Wild sounds kind of boastful or arrogant or hey, look at me, you know? And
Yeah.
that is so not Mufasa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a song they were going to have, but they didn't have it.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Daddy.
I didn't know that.
All right, Brenda, it's
Well.
time for a little bit of Walt
It's always time for a little bit of Walt.
every day.
All right. Well, here's one by our man Walt. There are fashions in reading, even in thinking. You don't have to follow them unless you want to. On the other hand, watch out. Don't stick too closely to your favorite subject. That would keep you from adventuring into other fields. It's silly to build a wall around your interests.
So in other words,
Hmm.
don't get so caught up in one specific thing that you build a wall and you never branch out to try other things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be adventurous in your learning and your exploring and every other thing in life, I guess. Sounds like a plan to me.
To me too. Good quote. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.
Walt.
Yeah, thank you all.
All right, my friends. Well, that wraps us up for this week. Next week, we're going to wrap up on part 2 of our retired attractions. And then we will get into some other stuff the following week. I have a special guest scheduled to come on that we'll talk about a little bit more next week. But until next week, I'm Mike. She's Sophie. She's Brenda. He's Grogu. And we hope you all have a great week. And
Yep.
we will
See you
See
on
you
the
on
road.
the road.
road.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.